So there's a few announcements I need to make. So I will wait for people to come in before I make the announcement. I'm still grading your test. I still left a couple more pages left on your test, so it should be done by tomorrow. So please do check D12 for your grades, for your test, first test in your grade. And also, I also will post the key and the test in D12, so make sure you check it. I will send the test to you guys via your school college email. So I will scan the test for you guys and send it to you guys via college email. So please check your college email to check your test, and then look at your D2L to see if I make any mistakes. I do make mistakes, so make sure you guys, if I do make mistakes, do let me know. I do make mistakes. I'm still grading a test. I still have a couple more pages left. I'm almost done with it. So we'll wait for a few more people to show up at noon here. And we'll talk about when is your second test. You just finished your first test. So you got 3 tests. Don't forget, you got test 1, test 2, and the finals. So so you got the first 2 tests, also finals. Yep. So you do also receive an email from me today around an hour-ish ago regarding with the extra credit. So we'll talk about that also. We'll wait for a few more people to show up here. And make sure we're going to do a little bit extra, something special today is where you guys have to start working on your own because, or working on your groups now, because I am not going to do a lot of work this time. So you have to do it on your own here. The reason why is because I found out that I did all the work and your test is like really bad. So I do want you guys to start working with groups on your own. So I will put you guys in groups. So so that will be really important because your next test, test number 2, is even more difficult than the first test. So I really want you guys to work. I need to see some work done. So that's the reason why that by doing so is by doing group works in the class here. And you guys have to participate in this case. So we're gonna start the class here now. So the first thing I'm gonna point out to you is the email I sent you guys an hour-ish ago about the extra credits, which please do check it if you have not checked your email. The extra credit is, you can either get it from the D2L or in your email. The extra credit is right here, so you click on it. There are 4 questions in the extra credit here. It actually gives you 10 additional points to your first test. So that is your extra credit here. Please print the test. If you do have a printer at home, I really want you guys to print the test out and write your name. If you do not have a printer at home, then make sure you write down the question. The question is not long. There are 4 questions in there. So write the questions down and you have to show me the work to receive the full credits. So treat it like a test. So if you give me the answer without any works, you get 0 in this extra credit. Once you are done, you have to submit this test in D2L. So go to D2L, go to assessment, go under assignments, extra credit test 1, and that is a place where you can upload your work. So in order for you to upload the work, there are 2 ways to do it. Either you use your CAM scanner or any scanning device that you have at home to scan your work and upload it to this D2L here. Or if you have a camera in your cell phone, you can take pictures and then upload it. Usually it probably take you 1 or 2 pages long. And this is very important. You only have 1 submission. So that means that you can only, once you hit submit, you're no longer able to submit again. So so please make sure you know that is your final work and before you submit your extra credit test here. And this extra credit test is due by Wednesday, at this coming Wednesday, the 13th, 2 days from today by midnight. There is no homework due on this Wednesday. The only homework due is this extra credit. And since it's an extra credit, so it's up to you if you want to do it or not. So this will add 10 points maximum to your test. So if you go to D2L, you go under assessment and you go under assignment, you should have upload extra credit test one here. And if you click on it, you will get an upload to your test. And class, make sure you understand this is very important. This is, if you want your extra credit 10 points in your test. So your extra credit 10 points in your test will look something like this. So it will look something like this one. The first two questions is to prove your identity. And then the last two questions is to solve the equations from the 0 to 2 pi. And there are a total of 10 points here. And so again, same thing, print the test. If you don't have a printer, make sure you write on a paper with your name on it. Make sure you have your name on it. Once I finish grading your test actually has a total of 70 points. The only thing I want to point out here is you cannot exceed your test points of 70. So let's say that you got 68 in your test. The maximum you can get in this extra credit is 2 points. So you cannot go over 70 points in this case. Adrian will find your test tomorrow. I will finish grading your test tomorrow. Okay. So your test will be finished grading by tomorrow, and this extra credit will be due on Wednesday. Okay. So please do the extra credit if you want the extra credit. Otherwise, up to you. It's your choice. Anyone have any questions with the extra credit here? Anyone have any questions with extra credit? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm looking at the grades and it says test 1 is out of 55 points.
I will change it. Yes.
Okay.
I haven't.
All right.
Yep. I will. Once I enter it, I will change up to 70.
All right.
I haven't changed anything yet, so I'm still grading. Yep. Anyone questions? Right. So the next thing we'll talk about here is we're going to continue with chapter 7 here. So your next test 2 will consist of 7.4 and 7.5. So 7.4 and 7.5 is the last two sections of chapter 7. And then chapter 8, 8.1 till 8.5. So once you finish these two sections plus the chapter 8 sections, you will have test number 2. The good news about test 2 is it does cover, I do provide you some formulas, which is in 7.5. So if you have my notes, which I really suggest you guys to print my notes out now, because I don't know how many of you are writing it right now. So because I'm not there, so who knows, some of you are just turn this Zoom on and run somewhere else or do your work or not paying attention. That will make your test, you will continue again an F in my class. It means make sure you guys pay attention during when I teach you guys. And then now, as I mentioned earlier on, that I will put you guys in groups. So you guys have to start working in groups now. So I will go to your groups and check, how you guys do. So 7.4, we do have the formulas here, and these formulas are not given in the test. So means you have to memorize this. These formulas or identities is on top of the basic identities that you guys learned in chapter 7. So if you remember earlier on chapter 7.1, we talk about the basic identities, like your Pythagorean identities, like your reciprocal, quotient, cofunction, even odds. Those are all the identities. We are still using these identities throughout the whole class. So this is not just the end of it. So you have to know all these identities, and we will add more identities to those basic identities. And in 7.4, we will add 3 more identities to it. And these identities is used when you want to add and subtract two angles. This is the meaning of it. So when you have add and sum and difference, means you got two angles, you want to add them or you want to subtract them. Again, we do sine, cosine, tangent. We don't do secant, cosecant, cotangent. The reason why is because once you know sine, cosine, tangent, the secant, cosecant, cotangent, you just flip it, one over it, or flip-flop the fractions. So these are the three formulas that you need to know, and each formula here has two signs. One is for addition, and one is for subtraction. The top one is for addition, the bottom one is for subtraction. So if you want to do sine u plus v, is sine u cos v plus cos u sine v. And then if you do subtraction, sine u minus v is sine u cos v minus cos u sine v. So this is a sum of difference formulas. Again, it's not provided in your second test, so you have to memorize this. The cosine u plus v is for cosine u cosine v minus sine u sine v. So for the plus, for the cosine, your sign here is switch around, means it's not plus and minus, it's minus plus here. So we start from minus if it's a positive. Cosine u minus v is cosine u cosine v plus sine u sine v. So this is the cosine formula in this case. And for the tangent u plus v is tangent u plus tangent v over by 1 minus tangent u tangent v. That is for the positive. And for the negative, tangent u minus v is tangent u minus tangent v, 1 plus tan u tan v. So these are actually there are 6 formulas here, but I combine this into only 3 formulas because you just need to change your sign from positive to negative, mostly what it does here. Again, what is the useful of this formula? The useful of this formula is when you want to add and subtract 2 angles, like question number 1 here, where you have to add and subtract the angles in this case. Another important of this formula is we can find the over 12. So you remember your unit circle that you have last time. Your unit circle in this case is what we do last time is only 6, 4, and 3, right? Or 45, 30, 45, 60 degrees. So when we start doing the 12, the 15 degrees, the pi 12, 5 pi 12, or the 12 ones, this is where you begin to use your addition and subtraction angles, like the one that we are doing in this section here. So majority of the questions that we do here is we have to figure out what happens to the 12. And how do we find the 12? Like example 15, you have to subtract 2 angles. So 45 subtract 30, okay? Or 60 minus 45. So it doesn't matter which one you do to get 15. If you want to get 75, usually we add. So we can add 30 and 45 to get 75. 105, you can figure out, usually in order for us to get the 12 or the 75, you have to take 2 of these angles, either the 60, 45, or 30, and you have to perform addition or subtraction. So you will get the 12 ones. Okay, so that's the reason why you are learning this section, is because of we are doing the 12. Okay, so anyone have any questions with these 3 formulas? And yes, you do need to memorize these formulas. So I want you guys to take out if you have these notes, good. If you do not have these notes, please write down these 3 formulas now.
So I have a question. So if the first, let's say it says sine in the parentheses, it has positive, then on the other side is going to be negative, right?
No, positive.
Okay, so positive and positive together.
Yep, for sine.
Okay,
And if
how
it's a
about
negative, you use a negative.
okay,
For cosine, if it's a positive, then you will be a negative.
okay. How about tangent?
10, you got 2. If this is positive, then you use positive and positive on top, negative on the bottom.
And if it's negative, the negative on top, positive on bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's very easy to use this formula. The plus sign, the top one is for plus sign, the bottom one is for the minus sign. So depends on which sign you have in this case. Okay. Questions? Make sure you guys copy these 3 formulas down. If you have, I really highly recommend you to print out my notes. Now, a lot of students make a mistake when they see this. Like question 1 is they distribute the sign. So if you look at question 1, a lot of students distribute the sign and give me sine 7 pi over 6 minus sine pi over 3. You get 0 in your test. So make yourself a note here that when you have sum and difference formulas, do not distribute. Okay, so a lot of students distribute the sine or distribute the cosine or distribute the tangent. Then you get the sine u plus sine v or something else like that. You get 0. The test is completely wrong. Okay, so these formulas do not distribute your sine and cosine. We don't have such case or tangent. Questions? Right. So I'm gonna do the first question, and you're gonna do the third question, which is very similar. Now, because the first question, you can write down the first question, is sine 7 pi over 6 minus pi over 3. So when you get 7 pi over 6 and pi over 3, you begin to know, you need to know how to find the sine of 7 pi. What is sine 7 pi over 6? What is sine pi over 3? And if you look at the sine, it has the sine and cosine. So you also need to find what is the cosine 7 pi over 6 and cosine pi over 3. A lot of students think that this negative is, you have to use a negative for the v here. You don't. Okay, that means that your u and v in this case is always positive. Okay, so just want to point out to you guys that although there is a negative here, a lot of people think that the negative belongs to the v. The v is negative. No, both u and v here are positives. The sign only changes, so you do not need to worry about the minus sign in the middle. You need to worry about when you pick the correct formula. So the first thing you guys need to know here is, this is question number 1 that I rewrite over here, is you have to figure out what is sine 7 pi over 6, what is cosine 7 pi over 6, what is sine pi over 3, and cosine pi over 3, because we'll be using this formula here. So first thing first, what is sine 7 pi over 6? You need to know this before you did this in my test.
It's negative square root 3 over 2. Right? Oh, no. It's negative 1.
I do not know. I just write what you just told me.
Negative 1/2.
Anyone?
Negative 1/2 for sine 7 pi over 6.
So anyone know how to do this? Besides Faris. This is in your first test. Where is 7 pi over 6?
Quadrant.
What quadrant? Quadrant 3. And 6 means is 30, 45, or 60?
30.
30. And sine 30 degrees is what?
1/2.
1/2.
Yeah.
And since in quadrant 3, it is what?
It's negative.
It's
Negative.
negative for sine. And can you use units? Do I provide you unit circles in this test? No.
So we have to memorize it?
Yes.
Okay.
And now you should know how to do this.
No, yeah, I was just wondering.
Anyone know what is cosine 7 pi over 6 beside Faris? I'm gonna ask people now. If you don't answer me, I mark you absent this time. Yes. It's no longer gonna type in your chat room present anymore, because people can just leave it and just type present. That's it. It's just purposely so you guys not learning anything.
Is it negative square root 3 over 2?
Is that Syed? No,
No, for
Nicholas.
close.
Yep. Nicholas, I'm sorry, Nicholas. So is negative square root of 3/2. Again, because it is quadrant 3, 30 degrees. Anything over 6 is 30 degrees. For cosine is root 3/2 and it's negative. Yep, that is correct, Nicholas. All right, next is sine pi over 3. So pi over 3 is in what quadrant?
Quadrant one.
First,
Oh, you guys good now, good. And over 3 means is what kind of angles?
60 degree.
60 degrees, yes. So can someone tell me what is sine 60 degrees?
Square root of 3/2.
Oh, you guys are good. And cosine 60 degrees, I'm gonna call people, don't yell it yet. Cameron? Cameron? Cosine pi over 3. You can type in the chat room if you want to. No one? Cameron? Cameron Klein? Logan? Logan?
Would it be 1/2?
It will be 1/2. I'm gonna randomly call you guys to do works here now. So Cameron, you still owe me something here. So so this is the first, you need to know this, and where you get these angles from, it comes from the 7 pi 6 and the pi over 3. Okay, this is from first question. So how do we utilize this question? This formula is sine u minus v. So you have to use the purple one. That means that it will be exactly the same, but you use a purple one here. So Silver, can you tell me what is the formula for sine 7 pi over 6 minus pi over 3 will be? This is your u, and this is your v. Silver? Silver, are you there? Question, Silver, are you there, Silver? I'm asking for a very simple question, Silver. Are you with me? Are you in here? Okay, it's not, she or he is not with me. Silver, last chance. Are you with me here, Silver? Say yes or no. All right. I am gonna remove that Silver. This is what happens, class. If you don't, that's very simple answer. Yes or no. I'm not asking for this. I'm asking you, are you here now, right? Removed. Easy enough. Or I'll mark the person absent. Natalie, are you here? Okay, good. So the formula is this formula. So this is your u and v. So can you tell me what is the form? What will be sine 7 pi over 6 minus pi over 3 will be? You can try. Natalie. So you use this formula, and don't forget u is this, v is this. Plug into formula here. Natalie, go ahead and try. All right, Natalie. This is what happens that you guys failed my test?
I can answer if you want.
Who was that? Can you-
Cares.
Faris, what you got?
Sine -1/2,
No,
or is, but you gotta plug them in, bro, right?
You just need to plug UNV in here. This is your UNV.
Okay, so sine 7 pi/6
Mhm.
and cosine 7 pi/6.
No, that's your V.
Oh, cosine pi/3. See, I'm getting it messed up. I thought you were supposed to plug the ones that we found
Not
out.
yet, not yet, not
Okay.
yet. That's why students mess up with it. So that's why students mess it up.
Yeah, yeah.
What
And
sign
then
should be used here?
plus.
Now,
we
because
have-
this is a minus, so we have to use the,
oh, since the original one is a minus. Okay, I see.
yep, this is minus, so we
Mhm.
will use the minus sign.
Okay.
You guys with me here?
So it's
They
depend on the problem that we get on the.
Depends the problems given the sign. Yes,
Okay.
problem given to us. You are correct. Continue, Faris.
Cosine 7 pi/6
Mhm.
and sine pi/3.
Yep.
But we don't include that negative, right? In
Nope.
the parentheses? Okay.
Faris, can you say that out again one more time?
We don't include the negative or the sign inside of the parentheses.
You are correct. So class, you hear what he say, right? So don't include the negative here, because if you include the negative, you get all wrong. Okay. So this negative is only pick what sign we use here. Okay. The UNV is always positive. So now, once you apply this formula, then you take what you found here and you apply it. So sine 7 pi/6 is -1/2. So this is -1/2. You guys okay?
Yep.
Now, Cameron, can you tell me what is cosine pi/3?
1/2.
Okay, cosine pi/3 is 1/2. Don't forget the minus sign, you just rewrite this. So this minus sign doesn't change because it comes from the formula and it comes from the question here. Natalie, can you tell me what is cosine 7 pi/6? It's one of these answers.
You said cosine 7 pi/6.
Mhm.
Is it negative √3/2?
Now you find out that I put them in parentheses. The reason why I put all this in parentheses is because they're all being multiplied. Okay, they're all multiplied. So that's why this and this is multiplied, this and this is multiplied. So I put them in parentheses because they all multiply here. And the last one, Jakub, what is sine pi/3?
√3/2.
Yep. So this is how we apply this formula and how we apply all this sine 7 pi/6. Now we need to multiply them. So how do we multiply fractions? Is multiply them straight across. So when you multiply this, you get -1/4, because 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, minus multiply this. Now we know that 2 times 2 is 4, but √3 times √3. Anyone know what is -√3 times √3?
-3.
This is just a -3. Yep. So the √3 will cancel, become 3. But we have a negative and a negative that makes it what?
Positive.
Positive, right? So another negative, positive. So this is actually is -1 plus 3/4, which is the same as what?
1/2.
1/2, right? or
Yep.
2/4, which is 1/2. So this is your answer for question 1. This is how we apply this sum and addition and subtractions. In this case, subtraction, difference here for this question number 1. So now I want you guys to try question number 3. So question number 3 is asking you to find sine, cosine, tangent of this, but we just do sine first. So we need to find 17 pi over 12. 17 pi over 12 is actually 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6. So I want you guys, in other words, if I want you guys to do question 3, I want you guys to find what is sine 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6. We know that 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6 is 17 pi over 12. So this is what I want you guys to try. So you kind of, it's a very similar questions like what we did on the first one. So you do need to figure out what is those first. And I want you guys to break in groups now. So you guys, first, I want you guys to copy this question down. Sine 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6. And I want you guys, make sure you copy this down, because once I put in groups, you will no longer see this page or see my screen. I'll give you a few minutes to copy this down, because I will put you guys in groups now, and you guys have to work on this fellow. It's very similar to what we did here. This is your second test. Your second test, the first question will look very similar to this. And then we do cosine, and then we do tangent after that. You guys all copy down the questions and the works? So I'm gonna stop sharing here. I'm gonna break you guys into, we got 20 students, so I'm gonna break you guys into 5 groups randomly. And you guys will go join the groups. Said, Khadiyatu, are you here? Go join your groups. Sorry.
So far, I've got sine 9 pi over 4, right, times cosine 5 pi over 6 minus cosine 9 pi over 4 times sine pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. And now
That's what I got so far.
Minus,
And the cosine would be negative square root 3 over 2.
yeah,
Okay, and the cosine 9 pi over 4, that'd be square root 2 over 2.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
root over 2. Yeah, it'd also be root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2. Sine 5 pi over 6 would be negative root 3 over 2.
Okay. I got square root 2 over 2 first, then 9 pi over 4. And cosine 9 pi over 4.
Yep, what's cosine 9 pi over 4?
I got square root 2 over 2 again. Yeah.
Mario, Nikita, you need to involve with this too.
And then what did you guys get for the first half?
For me, I got root 2 over 2 times root 2 over 2. And then it would be minus. Oh wait, no, I think I got that wrong.
No, that's correct.
Oh, it is.
That's correct. Someone help?
I'm moving kind of slow.
No, I think that is wrong because I did that was the sine and cosine of u. The second has to be the cosine of
Negative
v.
root 3 over 2, right?
Yeah,
That is correct. Yes. Sorry, I'm wrong. That's correct, Jakub or Adrian. So root 2 over 2 times what?
negative root 3 over 2. And then it would be minus,
Good.
Okay, then I can't go here.
then it'll be minus root 2 over 2.
I'm still working on it. I just can't figure out the 9 pi over 4, like the four of them.
9 pi over 4, what quadrant belongs to?
Is it 1?
Yes, that's correct, Dosia. That is correct. You go 1 full revolution, that's quadrant 1. You're correct. And everything in quadrant 1 is positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anything, I want to know what is over 4, what is the,
Yeah, 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. Gotcha.
yep. Yep. Go for it, you guys.
Okay, so I'm kind of confused. So when you're trying to find it on the unit circle, how would you do it?
Yeah, that's what I have a problem with too.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
5 pi over 6?
No, I'm talking about 9 pi over 4.
It's a 1 full revolution. It's 1 full revolution. 8 pi over 4 is 2 pi.
Oh yeah, oh okay. So it would be on the X, so it would be on the X-axis then, right?
You took your first test, right? You're asking me the question?
I'm just trying to make sure. That's
Yes, that is actually is on the first quadrant. It goes 1 full revolution. It goes back to pi over 4.
yeah, okay. I understand now. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Finish that follow up.
2, right, multiplied by the square root of 3 over 4.
The square root of 2 multiplied by the square root of 3 over 4.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be the square root of 6?
would it be? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Square of 3,
Multiplied by the square root of 2.
square of 6. Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
But
Okay, then
would it be negative though?
And then what do you do with those two, the first half and the second half? So you have negative square root 6 over 4, and you have square root 2 over 4. What do you do with those?
You cannot do anything with those because they are not like terms. You just leave it like that.
Oh, okay.
But can you still put the whole thing over 4? So you could just do
Yes, you can do it that way
root
too.
6 minus root 2.
Yep. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty okay with what you guys have. That will be correct. You got 1 minute.
So when you have like two numbers that are both square rooted, you can just multiply them together. Okay.
If they are the same root, you can multiply them.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Right. 1 minute. This is what you guys are gonna start doing with me. Okay, Mario, thank you. Nope, it's over already, the breakout room. Yep. So you have a chance. Don't forget, you have a chance. So so the first you have to find what is sine 9 pi over 4, cosine 9 pi over 4, and then sine 5 pi over 6, and cosine 5 pi over 6. So this is very important again, very basic stuff. So where is 9 pi over 4 located? Anyone?
Quadrant 1.
Quadrant 1 means you go all the way to a full revolution. It's back to quadrant 1. And this is what angle?
45 degrees.
45 degrees. So for that case, for sine and cosine, 45 degrees is what?
Root 2 over 2.
Yep. So this is your sine and cosine. So I want to find someone else here beside Yang. I'm not taking attendance now. So please don't do that anymore. I'm not doing present right now. Next will be 5 pi over 6. Does anyone, since Yang was here, so Yang, where is 5 pi over 6 at? Yang? Is he here? Nope, Yang is here. Yang, where is 5 pi over 6 at? What quadrant? Yang? Yang, are you here or not? Yang, are you here or not? Yang, last time, are you here or not? Yes or no? Nope, remove you. Do not come to my class like that anymore. I'm not taking you, because this is why you guys failed my first test. Very straightforward, I can tell. So Damon, can you tell me where is 5 pi over 6 is?
5 pi over 6.
What quadrant?
Quadrant 2, I think.
Yep, that's correct. Right over here. And 6 means it's 30 degrees, right? So don't forget class.
Yeah.
6 is 30, 3 is 60, 4 is 45. So this is very similar to this one that you have here. So what is sine 5 pi over 6?
1/2.
This is 1/2. And the reason why it's not negative is because this is in quadrant 2. Damon, can you tell me what is cosine 5 pi over 6?
It's negative root 3 over 2.
Yep. That's nice. That's correct. Okay. So now we're gonna, once we get this, we will apply this using this formula. So can someone tell me what is to write for the formula for sine 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6? Adrian? Adrian? The formula? It looks the orange one.
So the formula would be sine 9 pi over 4 cosine 5 pi over 6.
Wait. You have too fast. Cosine, okay, 5 pi over 6 and
minus cosine 9 pi over 4.
And
sine 5 pi over 6.
okay. Good. Now you just need to apply all this in there. So Ming, can you tell me what is sine 9 pi over 4?
That would be square root 2 over 2.
Okay. That's correct. Cosine 5 pi over 6. Cal, what you have? Cal?
Times negative root 3 over 2.
Yep, that's correct. Minus, again, I put all in parentheses here. Cardia 2, what is cosine 9 pi over 4?
The square root of 2 over 2.
Yep. And the last one is sine 5 pi over 6. Kate, what you got this?
1/2.
1/2. Very good. So now what you do is you just multiply this up. So some of you asked me when I was in the room that when you multiply this, can you multiply root 2 and root 3 to become root 6? The answer is yes, you can do so. Okay, so what is the multiple of these two? Anyone? Ayub?
3 and 2.
What is that? What is this when you multiply these two fractions up?
It cancels.
No cancellation. No
the
cancel up. Nope.
Root 6.
So square root of 6 over what?
Over 4.
And what happens to the negative?
It cancels.
No cancel. There's no negative here. So you still get
Negative.
negative. This is what happens when you multiply this up. Okay. We still have minus. We have to multiply these two up. So, Nikita, what you get when you multiply these two up?
Square of 2 over 4.
Very good. That's nice. So some students ask me here is, can I subtract these two to become root 4? Anyone? Can we subtract this to become root 8 or root 4? Can we subtract these two up?
No.
No, because they are not like square roots. So this is your answer here. There is no way you can do anything. But some of you,
when can you subtract square roots? When can you subtract or add square roots?
If they're having like square roots.
So if it's the same square, like square root 2 square root 2, okay.
Then this is 2 root 2.
Okay. And the only time we can cancel it if we're multiplying if they're the same, right?
The top and the bottom is the same. So
Yeah.
if you have root 2 here and you have root 2 here, then yes, you can cancel this.
Okay.
How can we reduce stuff?
You cannot reduce this because they are square roots. But you can put them all over 4 because they are the same denominator. So you will get negative root 6 minus root 2. You can also do it this way.
See, in the first problem that we did, we canceled root 3 and root 3.
But because they are light.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's what I was asking.
So if they are the same, you can cancel it, become 8.
Yeah, okay. That's all.
Because this is the same as root 9. And root 9 is the same thing as 3.
Yeah.
So only thing you can perform simplification if these two are exactly the same. If you got 2 and 3 or 4 and other different ones, you cannot do it. So you can write your answer this way, you can write your answer that way. Now, question 3 is asking us for sine, right? Question 3 is also asking us for cosine and tangent. So we're gonna do those now. So we're still using the same fraction, but we're gonna give you guys a different one. So in this case, we're gonna do cosine. So we do just sine. So now we're gonna do cosine. This is still question number 3. We still use 9 pi over 4 and minus 5 pi over 6. So we still use the same fractions, same angles, but this time we use cosine. Okay. Same thing happens. We still need the same thing, the cosine of 9 pi over 4, sine of 9 pi over 4, and then cosine of 5 pi over 6, and sine of 5 pi over 6. We just did this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't you just flip them? Because we already got the numbers.
Not in here.
No, I'm talking about in the equation later. like when
Well,
we-
later on. Yep. So can someone give me these numbers? Cosine 9 pi over 4 and sine 9 pi over 4 is what? Root 2 over 2, right?
Yeah.
And what is cosine 5 pi over 6?
Negative square root of 3 over 2.
And sine 5 pi over 6?
1/2.
1/2. So this is fixed. You cannot change this. Now we're going to apply our formula. So which formula you need to apply for cosine 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6? The first one, the second one, or the third one?
The second one?
The second.
The second one. So I'm going to call someone else to tell me what is you applying the second formula. So who was Ming, can you tell me what is this formula applying here?
Will be cosine 9 pi over 4 cosine.
Don't forget, this is your U and this is your V.
Cosine 5 pi over 6.
Yep, that's correct.
And that'll be minus.
Not minus. So this is, be careful. So if you look at this formula, if you have a minus, you have to pick what?
Plus.
The plus. You guys see that? Okay, so the minus, we take plus. If it's plus, we take minus. So be careful with cosine, the sign switch around. Okay, Ming, continue.
Yep, that'll be sine 5 pi over 9 pi over 6.
4, 9 pi over 4.
9 pi over 4. And then be sine 5 pi over 6.
Yep. So it's cos plus sine, the 9 pi over 4 and 5 pi over 6. Now what you do is you apply this in here. So cosine 9 pi over 4. Kyle, what you get?
Oh, root 2 over 2.
Cosine 5 pi over 6.
Times root 2 over 2.
5 pi over 6 cosine.
Oh, my bad.
Carefully.
Times negative root 3 over 2.
Okay. Faris, sine 9 pi over 4.
Root 2 over 2.
And sine 5 pi over 6.
1/2.
That's correct. Now multiply them up. So, Jakub.
The first one would be negative root 6 over 4.
And the second one, plus.
Plus root 2 over 4.
Okay. So you can leave your answer this way, or if you want, you can write it as root 2 minus root 6 over 4. They are the same. I'm fine either way. I'm not picky. You guys all right here? How we apply the second formula to this. And the last one we're going to talk about is performing tangent. Now, when you perform tangent, you need to find something else. So because if you look at tangent formula is everything is in tangent. So when you want to apply tangent, you don't use sine and cosine anymore. You have to do tangent 9 pi over 4 and tangent 5 pi over 6. So I want you guys to try to do the tangent one, where the grid, you have to do the grid one here. I'm going to put you guys in group again, and you're going to use formula number 3 because that is for tangent. Okay, so I'm asking you to do the tangent one here. So I'm going to again put you guys into groups. You guys copy this down. Give you a few minutes. And I'll take attendance. Yeah, I mean, I know who you are now. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna break into groups now. Gain 5 groups. Same person, go giant. Go giant groups. Ayub, Jack, Morris, Mario, Mario, join your group. Ayub, are you there? Jack? This is your attendance. Last chance. Ayub? Are you there?
Right, I got 1 minus square root 3 over 3, and then 1 plus 1 square root 3 over 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got.
Okay. And then we just got to solve it.
Yep, that's correct.
We have to write the one. We don't even have to write the one because it would be the same. So just tangent V, which is negative root 3 over 3.
Jakub, you do need to, for the top part, you do need the 1
Oh, no,
minus.
I'm talking about the bottom
Yep,
part.
the bottom one, you're correct. Yes, because 1
Yeah.
times, you're correct, Jakub. The bottom one you got, yep. The top one, you need 1 minus, yep. Good.
And then
Continue.
now we divide it.
Multiply.
You guys are quiet here.
I think we figured it out. So I'm just putting it into my calculator right now. I'm just multiplying it. So
No
I got.
calculator. No. Don't use your calculator. Never
Oh, you
use your
don't-
calculator.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, do not. Your answer is all gonna be in square root form.
Okay.
I'll come back with, we'll go do it together.
Okay.
Not yet. We'll be doing the adding and subtracting, and then we'll figure it out from there.
No calculators. Do not use your calculator here. That I can tell you. Go ahead.
David,
Mhm.
would we cross out positive square root 3 over 3 over negative square root 3 over 3?
You can cross your denominator off. So when you divide, you multiply and you flip it. Remember?
Yeah.
Yep. The division of that back is quite tricky. There's a lot of students having trouble with that one. I'll be back. We'll do it together.
So we can just completely cross out the denominator of the two?
If you make them the common denominator, yes. If you have the same denominator, you can cross it out, yes. Same common denominator, yep. I'll do it together in class. You guys are quiet here.
Yeah, we kind of, well, we got an answer, may not be the right one, but.
What do you get, Damon?
1 plus root 3 over 1 minus root 3.
Nope, close.
Close, okay.
Yeah, close, very close. We'll do together. Very close.
All right.
I'm happy what you guys got because
All
it's
right.
the first time doing it. I'm happy.
Okay.
Yep, close. All right. Mostly I got back. So you guys are back. So we'll talk about this. Again, we need tangent here. So for sine and cosine, we need sine and cosine for those two. If you do tangent, we need this tangent. So can someone tell me, or Ming, what is tangent 9 pi over 4 is?
1.
This is 1, which is 45 degrees. And tangent 5 pi over 6?
-3. Negative square root 3.
Root 3 over 3? Is that right?
I got negative square root 3.
Just negative root 3?
Let me double check.
Is this right?
5 pi over 6.
If this is wrong, everything is wrong. I can tell you that. Anyone? Jack? Syed, is this correct?
It's negative root 3 over 3.
Yes, this is correct.
But wait, how is that? How is that since you divide the y over x, which is negative square root of 3 over 2 divided by
Y
1.
is half.
Oh.
X is this. Sine
Oh,
over
I see where
cosine.
I see where we made the mistake.
Yeah, I flipped them. My
Yep.
bad.
If you get that wrong, everything is wrong. That's the reason why you need to know this. This is very important. Right, so now we're gonna apply this formula for tangent for this. So anyone, how to apply this formula? Yuko, can you apply the formula on this one?
Yeah, okay. Did you want me to use the 9 pi over 4?
Yep,
Okay.
the U and the V, yep.
All right. 9 pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6.
Make sure you put tangent,
Oh, okay.
tangent.
Tangent 9 pi over 4
Mm-hmm,
minus tangent 5 pi over 6.
mm-hmm. And
And
then
then
over.
over 1 plus tangent 9 pi over 4,
Mm-hmm,
and then tangent 5 pi over 6.
that's correct. So this is how we apply this formula for this tangent. So now we will replace all the 9 pi, tangent 9 pi over 4 become 1, and the tangent 5 pi will become negative root 3 over 3. So this we will get 1 minus negative root 3 over 3 over by 1 plus this tangent is 1, and that is negative root 3 over 3. Now, some of you say that this 1 times can be ignored. You are correct. This one can be ignored. I retake your attendance, so you do not need to put present. I already know you guys. So these two negative become plus. So we got 1 plus root 3 over 3 over by 1 minus root 3 over 3. Now, this is where some students ask me is, what can we do here? Okay, so simplifications of complex fractions. First thing first, you can only cancel your denominator if all the denominators is the same. So like this is 3, we can cancel this, but unfortunately this for the 1 in front is not the same. We can change this. So we will change this 1 to become root 3 over 3. 3 over 3, sorry. And the reason why we change it to become 3 over 3 is because the denominator is 3. So now what happened is that all your denominator is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You can cancel it. So this is how we simplify rational complex fraction, fraction over fraction. Yes,
so you basically put the 1 over 1 and multiplied it by 3 to get a common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, the 1 can change into, same, whatever you want. Yep. So what you have, your answer in this case is what? 3 plus root 3 on top, and 3 minus root 3. Yep. So this is your answer in this case. And so you give me 1 plus √3, 1. Some of the group did that, which is I'm happy. Just need to make sure you understand that this one can actually change into, and they all have to be in same denominator, so you can cancel like this. This is your answer.
How come those threes can't cancel out in the answer?
Because if you write this, why those 3 cannot cancel? You mean?
Yeah.
Because
Or
it's
any of
addition and
them. Why can't
subtraction.
it just- Oh,
Yep. Because of addition and subtraction, you cannot cancel them. If it's multiply, yes.
so if it's multiplied, the answer would be 1, right? In that case.
We
cancel?
don't talk about we don't multiply them. It's -1, but we don't usually do that
Okay, just
because
one.
our formula doesn't show multiplication. Our formula show addition and subtraction. So you cannot, and do not rationalize this. Some of you want to rationalize the denominator. Don't do that. Just leave your answer like this. So this is how we do question 3. How we find the sine, cosine, and tangent of this fellow. So in the test, I don't have time for you to do all 3. I either want you to find sine, or I want you to find cosine, or I want you to find tangent, one of these in your test. Okay, so make sure you guys know how to do this in your test. Next, we're gonna do the other way. So don't forget that this formula that you see here, it's not always applied from one way, left to right. It can also apply right to left. Okay. So example in this case is like question number 4. So if you see cosine pi over 7 times cosine pi over 5 minus sine pi over 7 and sine pi over 5, you can tell this for this equation number 4 and number 5. You can tell that this is not going from left to right, it goes from right to left. So can someone tell me, is this formula is for number 1, number 2, or number 3? Sine, cosine, or tangent?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Cosine. Can you tell me which one is U and which one is V?
Pi over 7 is U, and pi over 5 is V.
Okay. So we are doing number 2. So it's cosine U. Is that U plus or U minus V?
U minus.
Don't forget about the cosine. The sign always switch around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cosine, the sign. So this should be what?
Plus.
It should be plus because it is minus. The sign will be switched. Only cosine, the number 2, the sign switch. For number 1, the sign remains the same. So as you told me that, what is U again?
Pi over 7.
Pi over 7. And what is V again?
Pi over 5.
Pi over 5. And what you do is you add these 2 fractions. I want you guys to add these 2 fractions up for me. And that will be your answer. So going from one side to the other side is actually simple, much simple, right? Let's work.
Well, you got to get a common denominator, right?
Oh, yes. When you add fractions, you need to have, yeah, LCD.
So
yes.
5 pi over 35 plus 7 pi over 35. So in that case, it's 12 pi over 35.
Yep. This is your answer. So number 5 is tangent 140 degrees minus tangent 60 degrees, 1 plus tangent 140, tangent 60. So we know this is a tangent formula, right? So we are reading this from right to left. So what is your U in this case is 140, V is 60. Should we add or should we subtract here?
We subtract here.
Okay. Again, for tangent, we follow what is in the numerator. If it's a minus, we will minus. If this is plus, we plus. So U in this case is 140 degrees, and V in this case is 60 degrees. So what is this going to be? Tangent of what?
80.
80 degrees, right? 140 take away 60 is 80 degrees. So you notice that if you go from this side, right-hand side to left-hand side, the work is really short. But if you go from right to left, you have to do a lot of work, like the one that you guys do in group step. Okay. Now we're going to talk about question number 2 here, because we skipped question 2. So when you talk about question 2, can we apply the formula for question 2? Can we use cosine here? Can we apply that formula? Can we apply this formula? Can you factor the cosine out? Anyone? Yes or no? You're learning this, so don't worry about that. Can you factor the cosine out? Look something like number 2. Can you do that? The answer is, anyone? Yes or no? Can you factor the
Yes.
cosine? No.
No.
Okay. So cosine 120 and cosine 45, they are like together. You cannot factor out. They're not multiple. Don't forget, you can only factor it when they multiply, like A times B. You can multiply. Cosine 120 is not multiplying. They're all together. So this has none of this formula. So you just need to tell me what is cosine 120 degrees is and what is cosine 45 degrees is. Can someone tell me what is cosine 120 degree is?
Negative.
Negative 1/2.
Very good. And cosine 45?
2 over square root of 2 over 2.
So your answer in this case is they all have the same denominator, so it's √2 minus 1. So don't forget that. Make sure you guys understand that. If you don't see parentheses like this, you are not going to apply this formula. Okay. So this one doesn't have parentheses like you see over here, or you see on, they got 2 things. So this, you don't apply the formula, you just find what is cosine 120 and then what is cosine 45, and then you just add them up. You guys clear with me?
Yes.
Next, question number 7. Anyone know what to do with number 7?
So number 7 is basically, it's already telling us everything, or like not everything. It's
So
like it's on the second step
what is
already.
the difference between number 7 and number 4?
Number 7 is the sine formula, is the first formula we use.
Do you look at this? This is called exact, and this is called simplify. So what is the meaning when I ask for exact, and what's the meaning when I ask you to simplify? Simplify is not, you did not see number 4 and number 5, right? This is simplify. So what is exact means? Anyone? Teaching you how to do all this.
Find the
reading.
sine and cosine.
Yeah, but what is exact means and what is simplify mean? So I'm going to tell you right now what's the meaning of this. See, yeah, you guys are right. You're using sine for this case. Simplify means that this is not in a unit circle. So you can find that 12 pi over 35 is not in a unit circle. But once you do the exact, that means this is in the unit circle. That means your answer in this case is either √2 over 2 or 1/2 or √3 over 2, something like that. So make sure you guys know the difference here. If a question is asking for exact, your answer is in the unit circle, means that it's going to be like √3 over 3, you know, those numbers you mentioned. When I ask you just to simplify without calling you to do the exact, means that your answer cannot be simplified from the unit circle. So I'm going to point out here what's going on. So yes, as Ming said, this is sine. So Ming, can you tell me what is U and V in this case?
will be pi over 12 and v will be pi over 4.
Can we are we adding or are we subtracting this?
We are adding.
Yep. So don't forget, for sine, we follow the same sign. For cosine, we switch them around. Okay. Can someone tell me what is what you get when you add these two fractions? It's very similar to number 4, right?
3 pi over 12,
Which is, yep, 3 pi over 12 is correct.
which is
Reduce it.
pi over 4.
Pi over 4. Now, last time we just stopped here, but this you can tell me. Can someone tell me what is sine pi over 4 is?
Root 2 over 2.
So this is the difference between simplifying and exact value. So simplifying means this is not in the unit circle. When you do the exact, this is in the unit circle. You guys know what I'm trying to show you?
Yeah.
So I want you guys to do question number 8. This is not tough, right? Start working on your homework. So start working on your test first. Your test extra credit first. And then work on this homework. We are not done with this yet. Anyone know number 8 is sine, cosine, or tangent?
It's
Cosine.
cosine.
And what is this gonna be?
120 minus 30.
And what is 120 minus 30?
90 degrees.
And what is cosine 90? This is correct.
It's 1.
1 or 0?
0.
It's 0. It's 0. Not 1.
So this is 90
0.
degrees here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone know what's the coordinates on this 90 degrees?
0, 1.
And cosine is x or y?
It's x.
So it should be.
It's 0.
You guys all right here? So this is the end of for today's class. We will continue the rest on Wednesday. So make sure you guys know this is how you apply this formula. There's 3 formulas. Again, it's not in given the test. Make sure either you memorize it or you understand this. Understand what's the meaning of plus minus here stands for and how we apply this. And you can apply from left to right or right to left. Depends on the question given to you. Once you come back, we will continue with number 9, which is also in your test. So right now I can tell you if you have this with you. So this kind of questions will be in your test too. I put it down right in front of you. And number 9 will be in test 2. So when you come back on Wednesday, we will talk about this, how we doing this. So we will definitely continue with number 9. And then we also have proving identities. And we also have find the solutions. So almost every section in 7.4 and 7.4 and 7.5, we have proving identities and we have you have to find solutions. And then in 7.5, you got a lot of formulas. You see all these formulas. So this whole page of 7.5 formulas is going to be provided in the test. So just this formula will be provided in test 2. So, but I won't label this formula. Okay, I won't label them. I just give you all this, but it will look exactly the same and I won't give you any. So it's not going to be here and I'm not going to give you all this hint here. So this is what your test will look like. The test 2 formulas, it will be given you this formula. So 7.5, you do not need to worry about memorizing every single formula here because it's given in the test. Okay, so we're going to end today's class here. So if you have any questions, do stay back. Make sure you work on your extra credit, submit it back to D2L. Yuko, I need to talk to you after class here. Anyone have any questions for me?
Yeah, I have a question on the example 7 that we just did.
Mm-hmm.
So we have sine pi over 12 plus pi over 4, we have to find the LCD, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't that be 4 over